friends, welcome back to Mrs. F's Finances. My name is Molly, and my goal is to become debt-free while sharing my journey with you. If you are working on paying off debt, budgeting, or just looking for financial motivation, you are in the right place. Today, I will be breaking down my March debt payoff, sharing updates for each debt, wrapping it all up with a Q1 debt payoff overview. So let's get into it. So for my first credit card, I did make the minimum payment of $30, and then I made an additional payment of $129.95. So for the total paid, it was $159.95. Our new balance, however, went up drastically because I used it to start the business and I didn't pay it down entirely. So we are over the threshold of $500. However, I know I keep saying I'm going to pay this off every single month, but I really have made a plan for April to pay it off in its entirety. So here we are, $523.48. So the second credit card, we did have a zero balance. I paid $25 on it. I made an additional payment of $50, so that was $75 this month. Our new balance is $348.04, and that's because all of our subscriptions and our gym membership and all of that, as well as some additional eating out and spending for ridiculous reasons, it's back up. But again, this will also be paid off in the month of April, and I will be talking with my husband as soon as he gets home from training this week about removing all of the subscriptions and putting them back on the bank card to pay this off and to keep it paid off. And that way we can actually move forward with debt payoff in other areas for my loan or the teeth, the cars. We need to make a difference here because what we're doing currently is not working. And I thought it was going to work, and I have been able to build my credit, and that is improving, but these balances repeating over and over every month it's not working. So that is what it is. But for the loan, we did make the minimum payment. That is all that we paid this month. The new balance is $3,482.28. Teeth, same thing, just making the minimum payment. New balance is $1,203.97. And I'm really looking forward to the month of April because I am going to have 3 paychecks this month. And so every time I get paid, this goes down. And so we are going to see a huge dip to this amount. And it will be well under $1,000, which is exciting. So my car, we did pay $316.59, and the new balance is $6,667.52. My husband's car, again, minimum payment, and the new balance is $10,623.67. So our personal debt, we have not made any payments. However, it is going to continue to go up, and that is now at $9,075.81, and that rounds out phase 1. So extra payments was $179.95, $1102.53 plus $179.95. So we paid $1,282.48 this month in debt. That brings us to our total debt new balance of $31,965.77. I don't know why I have $36,447 over here for our last balance. That is not correct. It was $32,073.45. And then if we take off the personal, it was $23,206.64 last month, and this month it is $22,889.96. So even though we paid $1,282.48, our debt only really went down $316.68, and that means that we paid off 1.36% of our debt for March. So from May of 2024, our debt was $29,710.44. It is now $22,889.96. So that means we have paid off 23% of our overall debt since May of 2024. So now that we have all of those numbers figured out, let's get over here to our debt trackers. So our personal debt as of 3/1/25, $9,075.81. So there's nothing to mark off of that debt tracker. And as of March 15th, we made a payment, or both payments, of $159.95, but our new balance is $523.48. So nothing to mark off of that one. Again, as of the 15th of March, we had a payment of $75. Our new balance is $348.04, and we will not be able to mark anything off of that debt tracker. We paid $217.48 for our teeth this month, and our new balance is $1,203.97. So we are able to mark off another 10%. For our loan, $171.39, and our new balance is $3,482.28. We are almost to that 10%. And then for my car, $316.59, new balance $666. Oh, we are just short of the 10%, so we will be able to mark that off next time. That's exciting. And then my husband's car, $342.18, and the new balance is $10,623.67. So not quite to 10% on that one. All right, move the calculator out of the way here. So now that we have all of our debt trackers done, let's get into the nitty-gritty of it all. Zoom y'all in so you can see this a little bit better. All right, so our quarter 1 debt overview. So for our credit card, in $465, we made payments off and on. However, it has gone up to $523.48, and that is negative 16% of the debt paid off. I'm hoping that will be 100% paid off at the end of April. The second credit card for $33.42 went down, completely paid it off, but we brought it back up. So from have paid off completely to $398, that's negative 89% paid off. Our loan payment started out in the end of December, beginning of January, $3,705.48, and we are down to $3,482.28. That is 6% paid off for quarter 1. My teeth, starting out again $1,635 even. It's now down to $1,203.97. That is 26% paid off for quarter 1. My car, $7,395.22. It is now down to $6,667.52. That is 9.84% paid off in quarter 1. So my husband's car started out $11,428.27 at the beginning of the year. We are now down to $10,623.67. That's 7% for quarter 1. And then our personal debt, this is the one that we thought it was $12,000. However, it was not. It was only $8,866.81. And then it has gone up again. So we're at negative 1.73% paid off. So our monthly payment, $1,102.64. Starting balance was $37,132.26 at the beginning of January. We are now down to $31,965.77. So an average, when we look at all of the debt, we've paid off 13.91% of our debt in Q1. So baby steps. I'm hoping that this will drastically go up once we pay off these 2 credit cards, and with minimal usage, we'll be able to better see what our expenses are with having our subscriptions in with our other bills. We'll be able to really make a decision on what we need to keep, what we need to get rid of, that sort of thing. Now, next numbers are a bit more discouraging as our overall debt has increased. These are my student loans, and January's balance, we had $59,919.54. I carried that over into February because I did not look at these numbers in the month of February. I knew I was not going to be making any payments and that sort of thing. However, you will see some of these have interest accrued on them, and they are going up. This one is for my master's, and I am still currently in school, and this will continue to go up until I graduate in December, but it did go up over 50%. So the new debt balance for my student loans is $67,175.11. Now we do still have our collections. We are not paying on them. This is phase 3, and that is the least of our worries at this point, but it is on here because we do still need to pay it off. So starting in January, we had $101,000 of debt. It did go down, and then my student loans increased it. So we are now at $103,488.88 in debt. And that is the discouraging part, because we were really making some good strides. We had hit the under 100,000 mark, and then we accrued more debt. And that is on me. But getting my master's is important to me, and it will lead me to a profession that I want to be in, and that I will thrive in, and that I will enjoy. So here's what our numbers are. I am encouraged with these here. I believe that we will be probably close to the 20,000 mark at the end of April, and baby steps, like I said, but I am really, really encouraged to keep going and to keep myself accountable. And that's what this channel is all about, is keeping myself accountable and having you all keep me accountable, because this is unacceptable. To keep adding more debt is just, it's ludicrous. So I digress. That is it for this month's debt payoff. If you are also on a debt-free journey, let me know in the comments how your progress is going. I'd love to cheer you on and hear how everything is going for you. Now, if you have found this video helpful or inspiring at the least, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future updates. I really appreciate your kind words and your encouragement, and I really, really appreciate you watching. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Goodbye.